I just touched my face. Don't do that while you're cooking, especially right now. Hey there, all you cool cats and kittens. So it's quarantine time. It's Sunday. It's Sunday dinner time. More importantly, I guess you could say. But anyway, I think a lot of people right now are digging into their pantries, their cupboards, their freezers, and just trying to pull out whatever they can to make dinner. Beans, pasta, frozen whatever, something leftover, stuff that, you know, nobody wants to go to the store right now. So what we're doing in my house is a whole duck, courtesy of our buddy Henry over at Primaterra Farm. He raises some beautiful poultry. And I'm going to approach this pretty much the same way that I roast any bird, usually with chicken. We're going to do it all in one cast iron pan. And before we put the bird in, we're actually going to layer the bottom of the pan with some kind of hearty vegetable. I do this a lot with potatoes. It's great for carrots. I'm going to use leeks today specifically, with the idea being, this works again with chicken, it's going to work great with duck, I think, is that as it cooks, that chicken is going to release, or that duck is going to release all that fat, and the vegetables at the bottom are going to kind of take a bath in that fat, and they're going to cook, and they're going to come out and be nice and delicious and beautiful and fall apart tender. Now, duck is a little bit different than chicken. Obviously, it's a much, much fattier bird. It's got a real kind of jacket on it of fat. So what we're doing here, take a quick look, is scoring it. And what this is going to allow us to do is not only help render some of that fat off, so those vegetables will cook in it, but also will give us a very crispy skin. So I seasoned this earlier today, probably about 6 or 7 hours ago. I toasted off some spices, some fennel, some cardamom, some coriander, some cumin, a couple other things. Seasoned it, patted it really dry as you can get it. Moisture is the enemy of crispiness, as they say. So I'm just going to keep kind of cutting this off. I'm going to keep scoring it, and then we're going to pop it in the oven. I got it set to 425. After about 45 minutes, 50 minutes or so, I'm going to take the bird out, and all this fat will have pooled at the bottom of this pan. And I also got some wing tips here. We're not going to eat these, but I just like to throw them in the pan because they're going to add to that fat deposit as well.
Ew.
Leeks. I wish I could say they were ramps. It's ramp season right now in Southeast Ohio. We went out yesterday. I had my basket. I got a cool basket that hangs off the side of my hip. I didn't put anything in there because we didn't find any ramps or any mushrooms, but that's expected. A couple weeks maybe morels start popping up. But we have leeks right here, and my camera person was not around when I did most of the prep. But this is what I started with. So this is all, unfortunately, going to be composted. When you buy leeks, it's a massive, massive vegetable. It can be a little intimidating, but really all you're going to typically eat is this part. It's going to be, you want to look for the color. So the white, the pale green, it's kind of like green onions. That's the stuff that's good that you're going to cook. We just cut them down the middle, right? So it was like that. I cut them. It's very important to cut them like that and then take your time to clean them, because when you open leeks up, you're going to find, and these are, again, already clean, but when I open these up, there's a lot of dirt, sand, a lot of grit. So just make sure you take your time and really get in there and clean them out. You filming? All right, so we are about 45, 50 minutes into the bird being in the oven. If you can hear, it's been doing this entire time. It's sizzling, it's popping. That's all that fat running off. We're going to pour most of the fat off, and we're going to leave some behind to cook the vegetables in, and the rest we're going to save. You always want to save duck fat if you ever can. It's really the biggest difference between roasting a chicken and roasting a duck. A lot of people are intimidated by duck because there is so much fat on it, but you just have to work that to your advantage as opposed to being intimidated by it. Sorry, buddy. I don't know if he appreciates that. Okay. These are too big. I'm gonna have to cut these down. Can we edit this part? We're just gonna use all the duck fat. I lied. So leeks go in. Obviously we got season, so pretty generous. Salt. Cracked pepper. And the leeks can really stand up to a lot. I mean, basically this is in the onion family. It's an allium. I don't cook with them that often, but every time that I do, I'm very happy about it. Because they can take a lot of heat, a lot of cooking. They're great for grilling, great for roasting at a high temperature. And they really just handle a lot of cooking well. If you do it the right way, you're going to end up with something that's a little bit creamy, maybe a little bit caramelized almost. And they're just a lot sweeter than kind of your typical onion might be. If I can, I'm going to try to open up a little more space here in the middle. Because I have a head of garlic that I'm going to plop down. I'm going to set them right on top. Okay? We want the interior of the breast meat to be about 155, 165. But we'll check it here in about 40, 45 minutes. See where we're at. Alright, so we just pulled the bird out of the oven. We're going to have to let it rest. I would say at least 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and brush it down with a little bit of a soy sauce mix here. I've also got some hot Thai chili sauce in here, a bunch of cracked black pepper, some sugar. This will just give us a nice kind of shiny exterior and punch things up a bit. Just give it a little extra flavor and a nice lacquer. That's what I like to say. And with that, dinner is served.
Oh, that's very bright.
This is what I'm most excited about, is these leeks just turned out absolutely gorgeous. Carrots. Everything's kind of falling apart. Some nice garlic cloves down there that we'll crush and make a nice little paste out of. All right, so thank you for joining us on this particular edition of AJ and AK's Quarantine Cooking.
Under this light?
We hope to continue to making videos like this because let's face it, none of us have anything better to do right now. All right, we'll catch you hopefully here soon.